This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, hello all. Welcome to the next session on SAP ABAP. And in the last few classes, we have discussed about what exactly the SAP. And so, SAP is an ERP product. It's an enterprise resource planning. It is one of the major product in the world, guys. Almost 45,000 customers are implementing SAP. And in SAP, we have uh, every SAP application is built up based on ABAP programming language. So ABAP is the only one programming language for the entire SAP. And in SAP, the ABAP, we have different kind of concepts. We have the concepts that are fundamentals, the fundamentals of the ABAP. That's the heart of the ABAP program. And next, we have data dictionary. So it deals about the data. So what exactly the how you can store the data and what are the database tables, what is domain, what is data element, and what is table, and how can you enter the data into database table, and how can you fetch the data from the database table by using SQL statement, select statement. We have seen almost 10 to 11 kind of select statements, and also the data objects, the processing logic. We have different kind of data objects, variables, work areas, and internal tables. And we have seen one of the concept called reporting, how you can report the data onto your output, thus how you can report your data into the output. That also we have seen by using classical and interactive reporting. We have different kind of events. ABAP is an event driven programming language. We have different kind of events for the classical reporting. We have different kind of events for the interactive reporting. So just developing and getting the output, it's not a big deal, but whenever you write the code, you must follow the some coding standards and guidelines, and also you have to follow some reusability techniques. So we are going to get the reusability, code reusability, and code maintainability, and code data, code readability by using modularization techniques, guys. Even it provides the data integrity as well, guys. So we can use the function models. There are three different kind of function models we have. So one is the normal function model, and the second one is the RFC enabled function model. Third one is the object function model. But by using RFC function model, we can integrate the data between the different systems. Even it provides a data integrity as well, guys. The modularization provides a data integrity. So this is the, it will ensure these 4 points. And we have different kind of techniques, modulation techniques. One is the include programs, second one is the function models, then third one is the subroutines and macros and object oriented ABAP. We have seen in the include programs, simple, guys. So include programs are also in another programs, but you cannot directly execute the include programs, which are used only for the reusable purpose. If you want to combine the more number of lines of the code into the single block, we will use the include programs. And include programs doesn't have any interfacing parameters. You do not have any importing parameter. You do not have any exporting parameter. You do not have any changing parameter. You do not have any tables parameter. You do not have any exception parameters. And include programs, if you want to call the include programs, the include the program name. Then we have seen the function models. Function model, we can directly test the function models. We can directly execute the function models. And if you want to create a function model, you must have a function group. The function group and function model will be created in the SE37. And also function models will have an interfacing parameters. That means you can pass the value inside the function model. You can use that values and you can do your processing logic. Then you can output the value outside of the function module. And also changing parameter, you can pass the value as well as you can change the value inside the function module. And tables parameter, which are used for the internal table purpose. Whenever you create a table parameter, it creates an internal table and as well as the work area with the same name. And can you have any internal tables in importing and exporting parameters? Yes, we can have. So what you need to do is you have to give a type, sorry, you need to give a type as a table type, guys. Then exceptions, if you want to raise messages, error messages, we are going to use the exceptions. And we have three kinds of function models. That is a normal function model, RFC function model, and update function model. Normal function models are restricted within the same system, and RFC function models, we are going to integrate the two different systems. And update function module is used to control the TCL, transactional control language, in the database statements. That is a commit work and rollback. And the in the function models, we have important things is, so whenever you call in a function model, the statement is the call function. Whenever you call it, the actual parameter, the formal parameter, data type should be same. If it is not same, it will throw in a dump, guys. That's a name function model. In the function model, we have two concepts called pass by reference and pass by value. Pass by reference means you can change, you cannot change the value inside the function model. If it is in a pass by value, you can change the value inside the function module, guys. That's a name function model. And subroutines also in a reusable and modularization techniques, and subroutines we cannot execute directly, same like include programs. The subroutines will be called by the external programs or other programs. And we have two kinds of subroutines. One is the internal subroutine, another one is the external subroutine. So internal subroutine means define the subroutine definition and also calling of the subroutine in same program, we call it an internal subroutine. Suppose you define a subroutine in subroutine pool program, but you called in another program, executable program or somewhere else, then we call it's an external subroutine, guys. So that's an subroutines, and we have seen the subroutines. Next, the one of the modulation technique is the next concept is the object oriented ABAP, guys. So the world is running with the objects, guys. So the world is running with the object. Just we are going to talk about what exactly the object orientation in today's class. So whatever the other batch, no one come. If I give the videos, they don't like it. If I tell the online classroom training, they don't come, guys. So that's the problem. I told to come again. So object oriented ABAP. So shortcut we call it's an OOABAP. So both are same. Object oriented ABAP. It's an OOABAP, guys. So what exactly the object? First we talk about the object. Okay, can anybody tell what exactly the object? Can anybody tell what exactly the object? So maybe in real time, so we talk about the, okay, first I talk about the animals case. Okay, first I will introduce an animal. Okay, for every animal, okay, for every animal, if you want to build any animal, so what are all the things required, guys? Any animal. Okay. Hmm? Okay, maybe I will put surrounding things. Okay, surrounding things is definitely every animal will have a head. Every animal will have a head. Next, every animal almost will have a brain. Okay, every animal will have a almost, if you name any animal you see, okay, control Z, legs. Most of the, some of the animals will have a hands, right? Some animals will have hands, some animals doesn't have any hands. Okay, maybe I can say uh, total body parts. We have body like kidneys. Some people will have some animals will have kidneys and liver, and one more most thing is the heart. Okay, so there are different kind of attributes we have. So depends on the, every animal is built upon these parts, right? And every animal will have their own unique attributes. Let's take an example of, let's take, if you take human is also an animal, guys, right? So but it's a clever animal, human. Okay, human will have, okay, two legs, hmm, and two hands. Okay, so there are different kind of attributes we have. But if you take tiger, so tiger is an animal which is having four legs, but the attributes are changed, right? But no hands, no hands, case. So but everything is in a one object, but object that depends on the animal. There are different kind of attributes we have, guys. Okay, so if you take example like this, we have different kind of animals. So every animal will have their own unique attributes, their own unique properties, and also the functions also different. See, so the functions, suppose let's take an example of the human functions. So there are let's take an example. Digestion is an one function. Okay, for let's if you take in a human digestion, so every day within 4 to 5 hours, whatever you eat, that will be digested. But if you take the example of kangaroo, so uh, kangaroo digestion will be on regular basis, but kangaroo will store the food inside the body. But can you store the food inside the body? No. So there is a different functions for the different animals, guys. So for every object, if you want to build the object, definitely you should be having the the animal is, I can say, the animal is in a class, guys. So if you want to build any animal, so these are all the parts which are required, and also there are different functions which we have, guys. So animal is in a class. Animal is in a class, case. It's in a skeleton. Okay, the skeleton is for the animal skeleton. We need the brain, we need the head, we need the legs, we need the hands. Okay, we need the body, we need sorry kidneys, we need the liver. So there are different kind of, so based on something, but there are some unique properties which we need to have. So to build an animal, so if you want to build a object, we need to have a class, case. We need to have, if you want to build any um, animal, we need to have the animal properties. Here also, if you want to build any object, we need to have a class. Okay, so for the class, so for any animal we need to have different attributes, right? Even for the class also we have different kind of attributes. So let's take an example of, here I have an object. So this I can say it's an object. So if you want to build an object, here I can say object is human is an object, a tiger is an object, okay, and lion is an object, and the kangaroo is an object. So if you want to build any object, but you must have a skeleton, right? The skeleton is, so the properties of to build a body. So we need to have some properties. So if you want to build any object in the real time, we need to have a class. We need to have a class. So this is my class. Okay, so in this class, what are the things we need to have? So if you want to build a class, that means if you want to build an animal, definitely you need to have some parts. If you want to build a class, even you need to have some kind of properties. The properties we can say here, it's an attributes, guys. The properties are attributes. Okay, then every object will have its functions. So let's, I have given the function. What exactly the function? So digestion is one of the function, breathing is one of the function, eating is one of the function. Okay, whatever the activity you do, that's is in a function, guys. Okay, we have the functions. The functions are nothing but it's in a methods, guys. The functions are nothing but it's in a methods. And also, guys, so every object will have some kind of actions. Okay, every object will have the actions. So is an animal is an a static body? No. So if you do something, definitely there is a reaction from the any animal. Suppose if I do like this, your eyes will react automatically, right? So that's a reaction. So every object will have an actions. The actions are nothing but it's an events. The actions are nothing but it's a events, case. So we have attributes and methods and events. So these are all the main functions of a class. And also to build some attributes, we need to have some kind of types. Even the data is important, right? So you need to have some kind of types. So we have types. Types is nothing but here it's in a data types, guys. So in the methods for every function, okay, if you want to do some function, okay, definitely you need to have a input, right? So suppose if you want to eat, what is the input for your food is the input, right? So we need to have a food, and also if you want to breathe, you need to have an air. Air is the input, right? So what is the output of the food? So it is going to generate in a blood. So when you eat food, it is going to generate in a blood, and it is going to give some vitamins. That is an output. Here also, for every method, we will be having the interfacing parameters. So the interfacing parameters are same. So we have importing parameters for every method, and also we have exporting parameters, and we have changing parameters, okay, and we have here we have returning parameters, okay, and also we have exceptions case. So every method will have an importing parameter and exporting parameter and changing and returning and exceptional parameter. It's like in a method is nothing but it's in a function, guys, same like in a function module. So function modules also will have one importing parameter and exporting parameter, but there we have changing parameter and tables. We have tables in the function models, but we do not have any tables in the methods. So we have, instead of tables, we have a returning parameter, and we have an exceptions. Okay, this is the name. Typical the skeleton of a class case. Class will have a attributes, and class contains the methods, and class contains the events, and class contains the types. And every method will have an interfacing parameters. Not only method, even the events also will have an interfacing parameters case. So even events will have also have an interfacing parameters. So for the events also, we can input the value, we can export the value, we can change the value, and we can return the value out of the events. So events will have interfacing parameters, and methods will have an interfacing parameters case. So this is a name class, and so the class is a skeleton of your object. Like animal is a skeleton for the different kind of animals, right? So here also for the different kind of objects, we have a class. For every class, class contains the attributes and methods and events and the types. And methods and events will have an importing and exporting and changing and returning and exceptions case. So now we see what exactly the class and what exactly the object, and how we are going to build the classes and objects. We'll see in the today's class. And object. So this is my class look likes, and so class contains the attributes and methods and the, the events and types guys. What exactly the attribute and what exactly the method, and what is the events and what is the types we are going to see. And also guys, even for every object will have their own unique properties case. So uniqueness, if you want to have a uniqueness for every object, we have different kind of uniquenesses. So the uniqueness I call it's a key guys. The uniqueness I can call it's a key. Key attributes also, key attributes also guys. We have a keys as well guys. So let's take an example of, so in the real time world, in the business, okay, everything is an object. Just I have given here to make you understand. So animal is a skeleton, and so if you want to build any other animals, so they other animals, so every animal will have their own uniqueness. And so human will have the unique properties, and the tiger will have unique properties, and the other animals like lion and kangaroo will have their own unique attributes and also their unique properties guys. Unique functions as well, different kind of functions for the different kind of animals. In the same way, in the real time, we have different kind of objects guys. So first, let's introduce what exactly the object. And what exactly the object? Object is it is a instantiation of the class. Instantiation of a class, guys. That's an object. Okay. So what exactly the instantiation? So if you see here, so if you want to build an animal, you need to have all these properties. Okay. So based on the different kind of animals, so whenever you instantiate, whenever you build that animal, so based on that, what you can see, I don't use that word, but based on the parental, what you can say, that technical word, I don't, yeah, but what is the another word for that? So based on the parental attributes, so the 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 attributes are built based on that, right? So if it is a human is going to build based on, if it is tiger parent, the tiger is going to produce, guys. In the same way, so based on the class properties, we are going to, based on the skeleton, I can say it's in a skeleton. Based on the skeleton, we are going to have different attributes, different functions. So here also, for every object, it is an instantiation of a class. So based on the class, so the object will be instantiated. So every class will have a different attributes. So maybe class, it is a reference, or it is a skeleton to the object, and it contains all the source code attributes, types and types, and also key attributes. So class contain, it's a skeleton to the object, and class contains the attributes, and class contains the methods, and class contains the events, and class contains the types, guys. Types and also key attributes, guys. And what exactly the key? What exactly the key? It is a unique identity for the application or business entity or the object. Okay, here I can say business application. We are talking about the softwares are meant for the business applications, right? So it's a business application or business entity, or it's an object. So everything, for every object will have a key property, guys. Every object will have a key property. Let's take my example. So example, for the human in India, what is the key property? What is the uniqueness in the human in India? Huh? What is that? Huh? Perfect. So it's an Aadhaar number, guys. See? So Aadhaar number is a uniqueness. So by taking your Aadhaar number, I can find out every details about you, guys. So that's an Aadhaar number is a uniqueness, unique key for the human, guys. In the same way, and suppose there is a car, guys. Car is also an object. Car is also an object, and it contains four tires, right? So I can say here my example, vehicle is a skeleton, guys. Vehicle is a class. Vehicle is a class. And if I take the objects in the vehicles, we have different kind of vehicles. One is the car, another one is the auto, and another one is the bicycle, another one is the bike, and also we have aeroplane. Okay, these are all vehicles only, and ship. But every vehicle, every object, these are object actually. These are objects. Car is an object, lorry is an object, and bike is an object. So every vehicle will have their own key attributes and key different functions of the different vehicles, different objects, and different actions as well. Different actions as well, right? So let's take an example of car. Car is an object. So what is the uniqueness for your car object, guys? Yeah. So uh, yeah, you can say the number, and also whatever he said is that is correct. So you will be having, for every car there is an engine, for every engine there is an okay, chassis number, and also the one more number will be there. In engine you will see the chassis number, and so I can say this is the unique number, guys. Chassis number is a unique number. When you take an insurance, definitely they will note a chassis number, chassis, right? Spelling is same. Huh? I think chassis number. So this is the uniqueness to your vehicle object, guys. So like this, whatever it may be. So whatever the object, every object will have their own unique properties. So that's why I told key, it is a unique identity for your application, or it's in a business entity, or the business, or the object, guys. And let's take an example of, I have an object called, in the real-time business, we have an uh, I will convert this into the business now. Sales order. So I can say sales order is one object. The sales order number is a key. We have a purchase order, and purchase order number is a key. And employee is an object, right? If you recruited in one of the company, so you will become an employee of that organization, and every employee will have the employee number. So this is a key is the employee number, but the object is the employee, guys. So employee, there are different kind of attributes for the employee, right? So I can say one object employee. So employee will have the employee name, employee surname, employee date of birth, employee personal details, one attribute I can say, right? Employee salary is also another attribute, right? And also, so for to find out the employee personal details, to find out the employee salary, and to find out the employee functions. So employee, whenever he joins the employee, he is going to do some functions, right? So what exactly the employee do the functions? What he will do? Regular, the roles and responsibilities are the functions of an employee, guys. So this kind of things we are going to see. So in the real time, everything is an object. Let's say in the business, I take sales order is an object. The key is in a sales order number, and purchase order is an object. The key is the purchase order number, and the employee is an object. Employee is the uh, key field, guys. And also like this, we have an uh, some of the objects, debits and credits. So what is the key for the debits and credits for a bank? Account number. So account number is a key for your bank accounts, guys. So like this, we have different kind of objects in the real-time world. In the real time is nothing but in the business world, and we will be having different kind of keys based on the object. We are going to have different kind of keys, guys. That's exactly the key. It is a unique identity for the application or in a business entity or the business object, guys. That's a key. Next, we have attributes. We have attributes, and so the attribute just now I talked about. So if you take an example of employee is an object, so employee is an object. The key is employee number. So the what are the attributes of an employee? Employee details, right? So you can say employee name. Attributes is it is a property of the object or application. Everything is same, guys. Object, I can say it's in a business application also, I can call it's an object. Okay, business application. Okay, it's an it is in a property of an object, or it's in a business application. We have different kind of properties, and if you take the object of the employee, so what are the properties of an employee, guys? So properties or attributes on an employee. Maybe I can say example. Okay, employee personal details. This is one attribute. Employee salary details. This is another things. Employee qualification. This is another attribute. Okay, employee dependents. Yes, we enroll the dependents in the company's case. So you can enroll when you enroll, your family members are going to get an insurance. Okay, if something happens, you can declare your dependents, and so you are going to get an insurance for your parents and um, your family members as well, guys. So that's a different kind of attributes we are going to have. Let's take an example of sales order. This is my object. Okay, so what are the properties of a sales order? If you want to create a sales order, what are the things required? If you want to create, okay, I didn't explain. So what exactly the sales order? How can you create the sales order? Did you see before? So let's take an example of, I'm going to create a sales order. Okay, let's take an example of, there is a sales order which is already created, guys. So every day you are watching some of the attributes of a sales order. What are all the attributes you are seeing in daily basis? Every day, every program we have seen, guys. So we have seen the sales order number is in a key, then attributes. Perfect. The sales organization is in a sales order attribute. The distribution channel is in a sales order attribute. The division is in a sales order attribute. The order type is in a sales order attribute. Order is in a unique identity for your order sales object. But the attributes, if you want to create an order, you need to have an order type. You need to have a sales organization. You need to have a distribution channel. You need to have a division. You need to have a material. And you need to have a customer as well, guys. Without a customer, can you create an order? Is Amazon is going to send the uh, going to deliver the products without a customer? No, you cannot deliver it. So order means definitely there should be a customer, and there should be a material. Which material Amazon has to sold? So that there is a material. These are all the properties of an order, guys. So the properties are nothing but it's an attributes, guys. Let's take an example of sales organization is an attribute. Number is a key, guys. I have given the order number is a key for the sales order. That is a unique identity. So you know, right, where is the what is the database table which will store the order number key, sales order header, VBAC table, right? And there you can see based on the table also you can say what is the key of that business object. So in VBAC the key is the order number. Order number is the key for the entire sales application, guys. Then distribution channel and division and material and customer. So here for the sales, the material and customers are the properties. Even, guys, material is also in a one of the object. Customer is also in a one of the object, guys. So every material will have their own properties. Okay. So let's take an example of phone is my class. Phone is my skeleton. I am giving the examples on the phones now. Phone is a skeleton, I can say. But there are different phones. There are different kind of phones we have. Okay, we have iPhone, we have Samsung, we have Vivo, we have Nokia, we have different kind of phones. And every object, I can say the phones, the Samsung, iPhone, these are one brand, I can say one object. So every company will have their own properties. So for each phone will have their own properties, guys. What is the uniqueness for the phone numbers? IMI, guys. So that's the key is the IMI for the phone, guys. The attributes I can say. So what is the attributes? Camera. Okay, camera is an attribute, but there is a different capacity of the cameras. Okay, this phone will have some capacity, another phone will have another capacity. But attribute is the phone, sorry, camera, but the properties are the configurations will be changed, guys. But every phone will have camera, every phone will have the what you can say processor, every phone will have the memory, storage memory, everything. The components are same, the attributes are same, but the the configuration is different, guys. That's an attributes. So here also the business applications, every business application or every object will have the keyness, the key attributes, and also the every business object will have a different attributes, guys. So that's an attribute. Attribute is a property of an object, or it's in a business application, guys. That's an keys and attributes, and then we have the methods. Then we have the methods. Okay, it is functions of the object. These are the functions of an objects, guys. So all the functions, whatever we discussed just now. So there is a different functions for the different objects. Okay, we have different functions for the methods. So it's like a function module also same, guys. Method is nothing but when you compare with the modularization, function module and method is in a same, and it's in a formula to derive the same kind of functionality, guys. So I can say one more definition for this. Okay, deriving same kind of function or formula. Okay, but every methods, not every method, I can say methods will have methods will have interfacing parameters. Okay, that are already importing. You know what exactly the importing function models. If you know, it is simple, guys. Method is also a simple same kind of function. So exporting and changing, and here we have additional thing is returning I will returning and exceptions. Okay, we do not have tables in the methods, guys. So which is having an interfacing parameters and importing and exporting, changing and returning and exceptions. So that's the name. You know already, importing means you pass the value inside the method. Exporting means you will send the value outside of the method. And we have changing. You will pass the value and change the value inside the method and send it back. And return will only return the values. And exceptions to raise the errors. We are going to use the exceptions, guys. That is a methods. That is a methods case. And we have next the events. Event. It is a status of the object. Events are nothing but it's a status of an object. Okay, what are the status of an object? Okay, let's take an example of car. Tell me what kind of status we can have for a vehicle. Hmm? Tell me, yeah, started is a one status of a car, right? So when you're traveling from one place to another place, so what kind of status you will get? Yeah, just started, right? That is a status. And uh, stop is also one function, sorry, one status, right? So there are different kind of status for different kind of object, guys. Maybe I can say sales order. This is my object. So what kind of sales order, what kind of things we can see for this object? So whenever you use VH01, what is the status? What is the VH01 function, guys? To create a sales order. After creation, what you will say? No. What you will say normally when you talk? So I created a sales order. What is the status of that? Yes, sales order is created. Then if you changed. If you deleted. After completion, after the status completion, I can say it's in the status, right? That's one thing. Maybe uh, what kind of status you can see in a bank account? Okay, activated. So this is also one status. Your bank is activated. It is deactivated. Next. Huh? Perfect. So this is the business knowledge. Real time is business is nothing but it's a real time, guys. If you know these terms, so you are fit for the software industry, guys. That's it. Daily we are going to use these kind of statements in the real in the software world. Every day we talk about created, changed, deleted, activated, deactivated. These terms only we are going to use. Really, every day you without these words you cannot run your job, guys. Okay. So program, yes, program created, program changed. Okay, everything, the status you are going to talk about, guys. So deactivated, debited, and credited. Okay, these are all the different kind of status we have, guys. This is nothing but it's an event of an object. Event is a status of an object, guys. So that's an events and exceptions. So what is exception, guys? Errors. Yeah, always we use the exceptions only for the errors. Okay, exceptions are only for errors. Okay, so if you want to raise errors, if you want to raise the messages, whenever you use the class or object, we are going to raise the exceptions case. So my definition for this is, if developer anticipates, okay, if there is any error, okay, definitely over the period of time, business user is going to do the mistake. To handle unexpected situations, we raise exceptions. We raise an exceptions, guys. That's exactly the exceptions. So what exactly it is? Let's take an example of always. I'm going to give a right value, guys. Sometimes I may do the mistakes, so it's an unexpected. So are you going to intentionally are you going to give a wrong password? No, right? So unexpectedly, sometimes you may do the mistakes. Every day you will give the right password. Sometimes you will give the wrong password. So whenever the business user does mistake, you need to raise an error message, guys. In the object orientation, we raise an exceptions. Normally, without object orientation, we raise an messages. In the ABAP, if you talk in the ABAP, normal cases we raise a messages. But if you use the object orientation, you have to use an exceptions case. You need to use an exceptions. So these are the some of the attributes and the functions of an object orientation. So what exactly the object orientation? What it will ensure? So like function modules, object orientation also ensures OOABAP ensures same functions. It it gives the code reusability. This is also one of the reusable technique. Okay. So actually one of my student yesterday implemented the code with the object orientation, which is in a very good company, Bench. It's in a Bench, you know, right? Bench cars. But everyone is implementing with a normal procedural approach in S4HANA system. He implemented the report with an object orientation. So he is like you only, he is the fresh candidate. And by seeing that code, the team lead sends immediately email to the all the developers. So this is the new guy and who is having very less experience, 3 years of experience. Even there are seniors in the bench company. So this is the report which is developed by 3 years of experience. Why don't we develop the same thing by using object orientation? So that is the initiative taken by the its team lead in the yesterday case. So that's the name, code reusability, the object orientation concept. So the first he joined, so he got a very good impression. So if you do mistakes also no problem, it will go, guys. That's the importance of the object orientation. So so object orientation provides a code reusability. Why I am giving this message is you should be getting some interest on this concept. That's why I'm giving that kind of messages. So real guys. So it's not a fake, it's a real. Okay, that it provides an a code reusability. It provides an a code maintainability. Don't think that to give a good impression I make a story. It's not a story. It's a real thing, guys. Okay, don't think. So it provides a code maintainability, and it provides a code readability. Same, and also it provides a data integrity, and it provides a data security, guys. It provides a data security as well. This is an additional thing about the object orientation. It provides a security to your object. It is going to provide a security to your data as well, guys. That's an object orientation. So it provides it ensures the code reusability, it ensures the code maintainability, it ensures the code readability and data integrity and data security, guys. Data security. And so nowadays, guys, every interview without object orientation, there is no interview at all. And also all the advanced concepts in the ABAP are dependent on the object orientation. Okay, what are all the concepts we use? What are all the concepts depends on object orientation? So we have the first concept, ALV reports, guys. We have in a reports, normal reports we have seen. So there is an ALV reports, and ALV reports we can build by using object orientation. And the second thing is um, enhancements. In enhancements we have body and uh, body, classic body and kernel body, both classic body and kernel body, which depends on the object orientation. And we have um, workflow. We can build the workflows automation, guys. It's an SAP robo. Okay, it's an SAP business process automation. So this is also one of the important concept. So which depends on the object orientation. We have WebDyn Pro, which also depends on a object orientation. And we have OData perfect. So we can expose the data over the internet. Okay, if you want to access your SAP data from internet, from your web applications, we are going to use an OData, guys. So this is a RESTful programming language. And we have CDS, we have AMDP, we have Fiori. Okay, all these advanced. If you see my that board, you can see these concepts. So these concepts are this without object orientation. You cannot build this. Without this, you cannot get any job, guys. Without this, you cannot get any job. So that's the importance of an object orientation, guys. So now we'll see how exactly what exactly the class is a skeleton of an object, and for every class we have key attributes, keys and key attributes, so keys and attributes and methods and events and exceptions. So key is a unique identity for your application or your object, and attribute is a property of an object, and the methods are the functions of your object, or it's deriving the same kind of functionality or formula. And methods will have an importing and exporting and changing, returning, and exceptions. And we have the types, guys. Types are nothing but data types. Okay, we are going to declare the types. So for the class, if you want to declare any types, we are going to declare them in the types section, guys. So if you declare them in the type section, you are going to get the types in every method everywhere. That's an a types option. So we have an a types as well, guys. Types are for the data declarations. Okay, nothing much. That's why I didn't give the definition for the types. It's only for the data declarations we use the types, guys. So this is my class, and object is a the instantiation of a class is an object, guys. Okay, this is a theory about the object orientation. Okay, did you like this concept? Okay, so now we are going to see how to build the class and what is the class build. So like function model also, we can build the function model by using SE37, by defining the importing parameter, defining the exporting parameters, defining the tables and exceptions in the function modules, right? In the same way, we have a definition. So first we need to define it. If you want to define it, we have a class definitions. First one is class definition. The first step. First step is you need to define it first. Everything subroutine definition, function module definition, here also class definition, first step. And second step is class implementation. Very easy guys, object orientation. Okay, implementation. Next, class instantiation. Class instantiation. Next, class execution. I said call class calling, but now I can say it's class execution. We have four steps. One is the class definition, second one is the class implementation, and another one is the class instantiation, then class execution, guys. So this is the different kind of steps we have. So how to define the syntax to define the class? Class and class underscore name and definition. Definition, that's it. Class and class, function and function, form and form, class and class, guys. That's it. And class. Okay. Then the second step is syntax for the class. It's in a class name. Now implementation. Second step is implementation and end class. And end class. This is the syntax. Syntax, I keep it in the blue color. That you have to consider it's a syntax. Okay. But whenever you define what are the class components, what are the class components? Class components, we have attributes, methods, events, right? So in the definition, we are going to mention those things, guys. What exactly the attributes? So we can define like this, the attributes first. I'm going to declare an attributes. So CLAS, class data. One is the class data, one kind of definition, guys. So here my attributes are maybe attribute 1 and type of, so what kind of attribute? It's in a integer. Next I will take the another attribute att2 and type integer. It's an attribute 2. This kind of things I can say it's an attributes. Okay, my first definition is the attributes definition. Next thing is we have a method definition, class hyphen methods. Okay, we have the methods. So method 1, method I can say it's m1, and every method will have the importing, the interfacing parameter. So if it is in a method, you must say what is the input for the method. So you need to use importing. So what is the importing parameter? So I can say my importing parameter im underscore num1, which is in a type integer. And what is another parameter? I can say I have im underscore, just example I am giving. So type integer. So I am going to pass num1 and num2 inside this method, and I am going to get output. My output here is exporting parameter, and exporting parameter I can say ex underscore result. So this is my importing and exporting parameters of a class. Okay. Next, events. We can declare the events as well if you want. So what is the event? So maybe event is created. So for every event we have even the importing and exporting parameters as well. Okay, like this we are going to have for the events. This is the syntax, typical syntax of a class definition, guys. But so I told something concept. So whenever you define a class, guys, the object orientation, the main concept is the it provides the data security. I can say it provides inheritance. It provides encapsulation. Okay, it provides polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation, and abstraction. So this is the more functionalities of an object orientation. And object orientation provides an inheritance. Object provides an encapsulation, and it provides an polymorphism, guys. So this encapsulation, I call it an data security. I call it an data security, guys. So encapsulation comes under the security, guys. Okay. So whenever you define, you must provide in a security to your class, guys, or security to your object. So that security is here is nothing but an encapsulation. So you must define whatever you define something in the class, you must define the security. The security is, so one is the public section. Yeah, I can keep this in the public. Okay, that's an that means, so you can, everybody can access, everybody, every class, everything can be accessed by these parameters, can be accessed, everything, the external programs, guys. That's in a public section. And we have the some private things, guys. So the private sections also, okay, we'll leave this here itself. So you must define the security. Security, so that's in a public section. Security is must, guys. Security must when you define the class. When you define the class, the security is must. We are going to provide the security by using public and private and protected, guys. That's an encapsulation. That's a concept of the encapsulation. Now maybe we talk about what exactly the encapsulation. Now what is encapsulation? It provides security. Now it provides the visibility sections of the class components. That's the name, encapsulation, guys. And it provides security of the, so everything, guys, meant for the data only. So it provides the security of the data, guys. That's an encapsulation, security of the data, or I can say or object, data or object, both I can say. So that's an encapsulation. So what are all the security concepts we have? So the visibility sections are public, private, and protected. Public and private and protected, guys. So that's the name, security of the things. Public means what exactly the public? Public attributes are public class components are accessed by external programs and subclasses, subclasses and friends classes. Everywhere I can use, guys. So we'll talk about what is subclass, what is friend class later. But class components, the public class components are accessed by external programs and subclasses and its friends classes. Everything from everywhere you can access. The components means the attribute is in a component, class component. The method is in a class component. The event is in a class component, guys. So public are accessed by its external programs, its subclasses, its friends classes. Private class components are accessed by its own class and its friends class, guys, not the subclasses, not the subclasses, not the subclasses, guys. What is subclass? What is friends class? What is sub? What is friend? Okay, give me one example. Rakesh Pendota. What is the sub? What is friend? Okay. So, okay, I will take the relationships here. Okay. See, real time only. Eyes, which color, guys? Yellow, white. Oh, white, I cannot get white color. Oh, yes, guys, I can get. Okay, is the father, guys. Is the father. Legs. Okay, okay. Now, okay. So, is the parent. Is the parent. Okay. So, parent is having two children. Two children. Maybe the okay children give okay, this is one. And okay, parent is having child one and child two. Child one and child two. Let's in object orientation. This is my main class, guys. So actually, object orientation provides the inheritance as well. That means I can reuse the same functionality of the parents, right? Suppose there is any properties of your parents, guys. So we will access the parents properties, childs. We can reuse them, but not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them we can access, right? Suppose if you have multiple children, so can you get all the property of your parent to you? No. Some of them are accessed, guys. Okay. Suppose if I make something in my in this is in a subclass, and this is also in a subclass, guys. So there is in a parent also, there is some public things, where he can give the things to his children, but some of them are private, guys. Some of them are private to your parent, not property, something, whatever it is, any information or whatever it may be, there will be some secrets to your parents as well, right? So is the parent is going to share the private things to your children? No. But your parent can share your private things to his friends, guys. His friends, he can share it. Friend, right? He can share it. If he make the friendship with another guy, maybe I can share it. I can share it to my friend, not to the children. Some things we cannot tell to the children. Some private things we should not share it to the children's case. This is my friend, and this friend can access my private things. My private things, he can access it, guys. So exactly the meaning here. So the private components are accessed by its own class and its friends class, but not the sub classes, guys. And public, everyone can access. So that's a public, guys. And then protected. Hmm, something, some difference here. Protected, accessed by its own class, its friends class, and subclasses. Can we get the subclasses? Huh? Wait. So maybe I will take it from the SAP user. SE38. So something, if you want to, one more transaction, guys, if you want to get any documentation, the transaction code is ABAP help, guys. This is the one of the transaction code. I forgot to tell previous batches. Control C. So any documentation, the transaction code is ABAP help. Enter. So you can write, you can give in a search string over here. So you want here, what is you want? Public section. Okay. Enter. It gives about the public section documentation, guys. ABAP help. See, it gives me the public and protected. See, the protected section, you can only use the statement declaration part of the class. It defines a protected visibility sections of the class. So what exactly all components of the class declared protected section can be addressed directly only in the subclasses of the class and in the class itself, and plus its friends classes. It allowed by the package concept. Okay, you can access, see, you can access in the one class, you can access in the subclasses, you can access in the friends class, guys. Everywhere it is possible if it is in a protected class, guys. If it is in a protected, okay. And also I see there is in a picture, uh, so this picture will give more clarity, guys. See, visible for the public section, protected section, and private section. Okay, we have differences, guys. So within the same class, it's friends classes. Public section, yes, I can access, and protected section I can access, private section access. If it is in a same class and its friends classes, in its subclasses, public section we can access, protected section we can access, but the private section we cannot access, guys. And any repository object, other objects from external objects. So I'm calling the class. Okay. The method is, if it is in a public, from program I am calling the class, external class. If it is in a public, I can call that public method. But if it is in a protected and private, I cannot call from the any other repository, means other programs, external programs, function model and program. Okay, the workflow or the WebDyn Pro, these are external programs. From external programs, you cannot call the private and protected things, guys. That's the that means I need to say about here one more thing. Class components are external programs. Yes, external programs is any repository object, subclasses and friends classes, and private by its own class and its friends class, and not the subclasses and external programs. External programs. And protected class can be its own class and its friends class and also subclasses and also subclasses, but not in external programs case, not in external programs. So I'll give that picture, guys. That's very important, simple and very informative picture. And if you see this picture, you will get to know everything, guys. So snipping tool and take a screenshot of this, okay, and keep it. See, and so object visibility sections of your class, what exactly the public and protected and private. So in the same class and its friends class, the public sections we can access, the protected section we can access, the private sections we can access, but in subclasses we can access only the public and protected. From external programs we can access only the public sections, not the protected, not the private, guys. Okay, so that's the difference between public section and protected section and private section. But when you define a class, you must define the security of your object. That means at least you need to provide, whatever it may be, at least one security concept you should provide in your class. Without that, it is going to give a syntax error, guys. You must provide a security to your objects. Notice, we must provide encapsulation to the class, otherwise it gives syntax error. So if you don't provide anything, public or protected or private, it gives a syntax error, guys. That's a public and private and protected, guys. Now we came from the definitions to the encapsulation concept. I will go back to the definition now. So to define the, to provide a syntax, I give that what is exactly the encapsulation. And so this is the definitions of a method, guys. Maybe we'll go to the implementation, new slide. And the second one is implementation. The second concept is the implementation. So simple, the syntax is class, your class name, and implementation and end class. In between, you need to implement methods, case. Suppose I have a method. Okay, my method one is a method m1 and end method. Everything you will be having an end, guys. Method and end method. Implement the method, guys. And suppose if you have one more method, method m2 and end method. Okay, so you have to take what values you need to take inside. You need to take importing and you need to take exporting. Like inside the function module, you write the code. The same way inside the method, you need to write the code, guys. You have to utilize the interfacing parameters, guys. That's an implementation of a class, case. Implementation of a class. But in the implementation, we only write the logic in methods. We write the logic in inside the methods only, guys. Suppose if I write some code outside the method, let's take an example of, if I here it's an outside of the method, guys. If you write the code outside of the method, it gives a syntax error, guys. You cannot write any code outside of the method, so it's not at all possible, guys. The class implementation is nothing but it's in a methods implementation, guys. Okay. Now, so the class instantiation, what exactly the instantiation, and we'll see tomorrow what is instantiation of a class and all. It's time over. We'll see the tomorrow the practical, and maybe today I will implement the simple class. Then tomorrow we'll see the class instantiation. But today I'm going to implement in a program with the object-oriented approach, guys. One practical we are going to do GEDZ 9 and OOABAP, and it's an arithmetic operations. I'm doing the same again. I'm going back to the fundamentals, arithmetic operation, object-oriented ABAP. So this is my class, guys. This is the one program. So demo for first object oriented program and executable save EDG9 save. So create one more project. Okay, create transport for ABAP batch 9 first program and select the transport and okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to declare same. It's a arithmetic operations p underscore num1 and type integer. I have two input parameters for my report, and p underscore num2, which is a type of an integer, and I have a start of selection. Guys, class also in a definition, guys. I can say it's in a declarative only. Okay, so the class definition and implementation comes into the declarative part. The class instantiation and execution comes into the processing logic, guys. So always my declarative statement should be on top of the start of selection. All my execution logic should be on below the start of selection. These two things you need to remember. Class definition, class implementation comes under the declaration. Class instantiation, class execution comes under the processing logic. So all the declaratives should be on top of start of selection, all the execution logic under the start of selection, guys. So here I am going to declare class. It's my local class LCL. So the class which is created inside the program, I can say it's in a local class, guys. Class which is an arithmetic, and first step is class definition. So first step is it's in a class definition and end class, right? This is my first step. My next step is control C. Okay, first step. And what I told, whenever you define a class, you must provide a visibility section. You must provide a security, case. Maybe I don't provide it, leave it. And maybe I'm going to put an attributes class hyphen data. My attributes are some global attributes. I'm going to take it. So attribute one, which is a type integer. I am going to give some default value, guys. My default value is 1000. Like function module, I put in a global data declarations, right? So same way, attributes also global data declarations, guys. Okay. So I put one attribute 1000. Next, my methods are class methods, and my method one is addition, addition, and importing. I am I have an importing parameter im underscore num1, and which is a type of integer, and I have one more parameter im underscore num2, which is a type of integer, and also I have a result parameter. My result is exporting, and which is ex underscore result, and which is also a type of integer, guys. This is my one method, and another method is Control C. Like function module, every function module will have their own interfacing parameters. Like function modules also, the methods also will have their own interfacing parameters. So interfacing parameters are different. So importing and exporting and result. So if you want one more method, Control C and Control V. It's an a one method you declared, and another method is mu multiply, and another is Control V and divide. So we have four methods, four functions. We have four functions, guys. Pretty printer. Save pretty printer and do the syntax check. See, there is no public, protected, and private section in the statement. So you must provide a visibility sections of your class components. My visibility sections are these are everything. These are under the public section. So these attributes and the methods can be accessed. Okay, within the same class and outside of the same class, within the subclasses, within the friends classes, and also from external program. And also there is an error, and so class definition doesn't have any implementation. So whenever you define it, you must have a class implementation. So what is the second step is, okay, class implementation. So what is the class implementation? Class, and what is the class name? LCL underscore RT, and which is an implementation, and also end CLASS. So guys, so today I am going to introduce, okay, one wonderful concept, guys. So that concept till now you have used, you have written the logic, right? So you need to have one more friend like debugger. Okay, I have another friends, guys, in the ABAP. So another friend is control space, guys. Very important. Okay, the one more concept, the keyword control space. Okay, most other people after seeing this, okay, I can see some of the glow in your faces. Control space, it provides code suggestions. Code suggestions. What exactly the code suggestions are? I can say it's a code suggestions or IntelliSense. Code suggestion, IntelliSense. One more word I have given. What is that? I can say it provides a code suggestion and code. What is your word, Nitin? Yeah, and code completion. These three terms are same, guys. Okay, control space. Let's take an example of how exactly it is. Okay, so I'll go to the here. So I would like to implement some method, guys. So first you need to write method. Okay, so if you want to see what are the methods in the class, so you need to go and you need to see here, right? I don't go there, guys. Do the control space. See, gives me the code suggestion. What are the methods we have already? Not only in object orientation, guys. So now I introduced why. If I introduce this in the beginning itself, you will not write any code. So to make you habituate, so I didn't explain this concept control space. So from the beginning, we can use this thing, but I don't want to introduce that first. So first my method is addition. So select enter. Yes, my addition and end method. So end method is simple. So now this is my addition. And what you need to write? You need to write in a logic for the addition. So what is the logic? So what is your result? EX. See, I don't write anything. EX underscore result. And which is equal to the IM control space IM underscore num1 plus IM control space. See, num2. That's it. So that is the code. This is the code completion. Control space case. Wasim is, there is a lot of glow in Wasim's place. Okay. Control S. I can see the pretty printer and do the syntax check. Do the syntax check. Yes. Implementation missing for the divide. Why only divide? Okay, not spelling mistake. Can anybody? Actually, we have methods like this: addition, subtraction, multiply, divide. If I do the syntax check, see guys how smart ABAP is. Do the syntax check. Implementation missing for that divide. Mm, no, no. This implementation our method is done. Addition is done. Actually, we have other methods as well. Subtraction, multiply, and divide. It is checking last method. Why? Perfect. So it is checking in the alphabet order. A addition, next A, B, C, D divide. Then it will check M guys. So that's the alphabet. It is checking the methods guys. So now I will implement the method. Okay, method. Which method? Control space. What is the method? See, already implemented which is not coming. That is in a code suggestion guys. It is giving the suggestion to you. Hey, already you are implemented addition. So don't implement the addition again. See, it is giving only three methods. So now next one is the divide and the method. So divide ex underscore result and which is equal to the im underscore num1 and divide im underscore num2. That's it. Okay, save. Next, do the syntax check and it is asking for the multiply. So method, okay, method and control space and multiply and method. So now from now I use the control space guys. Okay, everything I am going to use the control space. So now x underscore result and which is equal to the multiply im underscore num1 into im underscore num2. Okay, next done. Control S, Control F2, subtraction. So implement the method. Okay, subtraction and method. So implement the logic ex underscore result and which is equal to the im underscore num1 minus im underscore num2 case. So yeah, so im underscore num2 and do the petty printer, do the syntax check case. That's it. So done the class definition and declaration. Now the class instantiation, but it's not a, there are two things in the object orientation guys. One is the static and another one is the instance. And we are going to talk about next one is the static, another one is the instance. So guys, in the class execution part, there is a difference. Okay. So now today I don't deep dive into the static and instance, just how to execute the class instance. For the instance thing, okay, we must instantiate the class. Okay, but the static things, no need to instantiate the class. Directly, we can call the class case. Directly, we can call the class. So how do you know whether it is in a static? How do you know whether it is in an instance? So the definitions, okay, for the attributes, definition of an attributes with class hyphen data. It's a static attribute. Okay. If it is a methods, if you define with CLASS class methods, it's a static method. We'll see tomorrow what exactly static and instance. So in this class, how do you define? You defined with class data and class methods. That means what kind of attribute it is? It is a static attribute. And what kind of methods these are? It's a static methods guys. So all are static methods. If you see the class methods, it's a static method. If you see the class data, it's a static attribute. Okay. If it is in a static attribute, when you call it execution, 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 we use equal and greater than as operator. We use an equal and greater than as an operator, guys. Let's take an example of if you want to call attribute, we use like this. CL, maybe what is now method? Class LCL. It's my direct class. Class name is ART and equal and greater than and my attribute 1. So directly I use class name and equal and greater than and attribute 1, guys. If it is in a method, so syntax blue, syntax blue method. How do you call the method? Directly you can call in a call method and directly you can mention the class LCL ART and operator is equal and greater than and method is my addition. Method is my addition, guys. This is my syntax to call the static method, guys. This is my static method. This is my static method. So here in this class, everything is in a static. So I can directly call the classes, guys. Maybe how can you call the methods? So call method. Okay, directly I can mention these are all static. I don't introduce the instance LCL ART equal and greater than control space. That's it. Okay, no need to worry. And addition and again control space, enter. See guys, the interfacing parameters of this class is embedded automatically, guys, the code suggestion. So no need to remember this code. So what is importing, what is exporting, no need to do this, case automatically it gives in a code for you. Simple. You need to pass what is the input for the number one, p underscore number one. What is the input for the number two, p underscore number two. And what is the result? A result you need to have in a one more actual I can say this is my actual parameter, this is my formal parameters, guys. So you need to define a actual parameter result in the program level. Here also see guys, the importing becomes exporting, exporting becomes importing, like function models. See, in the program point of view, you are exporting the value from the program number one and number two from the selection screen, and this class will take this value as an importing and it will give the result to the gv underscore result that we are importing from the function module, sorry, from the class method, guys. That's the name, class addition, and the result is right. Okay, addition of two numbers is my gv underscore result. Okay, same way call method lcl underscore art, even class also you will get, guys. Do the control space, see lcl under, no need to write. Okay, do this control space, you will get another method and subtraction and control space, enter, and pass the value. See this also, why we need to copy p underscore and num1 and p, see num2 and see. So we didn't define the gv underscore result, you will not get it. Why? Because it's not there, right? So define the gv underscore result data gv underscore uh, result. It's on a type, it's on a integer. Okay, now you can see I can put on a, so g means it's in a global variables, l means it's in a local, guys. Even the class also I am implementing l here, that means it's in a local class, guys. So do this, control this, maybe g result, that's it, and write the now result of subtracted addition and subtraction of two numbers, subtraction of two numbers. Okay, I'm doing only these two. I'm running out of the time. Okay, you can do the multiplication and division, guys. Pretty printer, do the syntax check and activate and execute. And num1 is 91 and 9. So 100, 91 minus 9 is 82. So now you can see 100 and 82 as an output, guys. So debugging, how can you debug this? So always, so put in a breakpoint on the execution, guys. Put in a breakpoint on the execution and execute the program and 91 and 9 and execute, and it triggers your breakpoint in the start of selection first. And so whenever you call this, it goes inside and see, and num1 and num2 values 91 and 9, whatever you passed actual parameter, that takes into the formal parameter, and we have used the formal parameters to calculate the result ex underscore result, and thus ex underscore result is imported into your program as a gv underscore result. And gv underscore result is 100. We are going to print the gv underscore result in the output. Next, it is calling the, see, f5, guys, call method. It's in a block, guys, I said. So method is also in a block. So include is in a block, subroutine is in a block, and function model is in a block, and class is also in a block, class method. And if you want to go inside the block, press F5 and execute. And if you want to totally execute the method, F6, guys. And if you want to come outside of the block, F7. So print this. And now the result is 82, guys. So that's it for the day. We have discussed a lot of things in today's class. So what exactly the class, what exactly the object, and what is class, what is object, and what is the class components, the attributes, methods, events, types, keys, and what is the object. It's an instantiation of the class too, we'll see tomorrow. And class is a skeleton of an object. It contains the source code, and see, we have written the code, and attributes and methods and events and types, and key is a unique identity for your application. We'll see in the next classes. And attributes is a property of an object. And also we have seen the um, what is method, and methods will have an interfacing parameters, and where we use them, what object orientation provides. It provides a code reusability and maintainability and readability and integrity and security, and it provides an inheritance and polymorphism and abstraction. And we have seen that today, the encapsulation, the public section. So encapsulation provides a visibility sections of your class components or your object. Then, so how to define the class and how to implement the class, and what is, how to define the static and how to call the static attributes and static methods. And we have seen the differences between public and protected and private sections, guys. That's it for the day. And do you have any questions? I hope no questions. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.